Audio on demand from Vision Christian Media.
Exploring faith and the future. Neil Johnson and Bible teacher Dr. Kameel Majdali.
Continuing on today, talking about how we so often get it wrong on our search for Mr. or Miss Right. There's lots of external issues we've been talking about, Kameel, those things that impact upon us, those things that are overwhelming us in some sense because of the surrounding culture. But let's come to some of the internal factors. And as a Christian believer, there are some solid, foundational, internal factors that we need to have if we're talking about having a relationship that'll last a lifetime.
Absolutely, Neil. The external issues that we've talked about, everything from the corrupt, sex-saturated culture, or the false gods, or the opportunism, or the narcissism, or the pornography, all these externals can contribute to getting it wrong as far as finding a life partner. But they're not the ultimate reason. What will trip people up is what's actually in their hearts, more than that which is external. If you're going to find a partner for life, get it right, and be happily married, you need wisdom. And wisdom is not the product of sitting in a uni and getting high marks. Wisdom has to do with your relationship with God. And the font of wisdom is called the fear of the Lord. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. Proverbs 9 and verse 10. When you have the fear of the Lord, you will get wisdom. And when you have wisdom, you'll get it right when it comes to finding a spouse.
If you leave God out of the picture and you're relying on what people say in order to perhaps give you wise counsel, all you're relying on is some personal anecdotes. The wisdom of God is different to that because it's timeless.
The wisdom of God is timeless and eternal. It's holy. It's very different, diametrically different to the wisdom of this world, just as the scripture says God's thoughts and ways are higher, and of course by implication better, than the thoughts and ways of humanity. One of the aspects of the fear of the Lord is called accountability, that we will have to answer with our mouths for the actions of our life. If people had the fear of the Lord and the understanding that if they make silly decisions or take advantage of somebody else, or hurt somebody else, dumping a spouse to find somebody else they like more. If they understood that one day they're going to stand for God and answer for their actions, and that they will pay the ultimate price eternally for such actions, then the chances of getting it wrong are going to be reduced amazingly. I'm told the story of exactly that situation of a man that was going to leave his wife for another woman, and he was supposedly a Christian, and he was warned, don't do it. He says, I'm going to do it. I love the other woman. I'm going to leave my wife. And basically, the person speaking to him had one more arrow to the quiver. He said, if you leave your wife for this other woman, harming her and your children, you're going to burn in hell forever. And apparently, the guy got the fear of the Lord, and he reconciled with his wife. We actually need to remember there's a God in heaven we can work with to have the perfect marriage or the best marriage possible, or we can ignore his precepts and reap a whirlwind.
Faith and the Future with Neil Johnson and Dr. Kameel Majdali from Teach All Nations. For more from Dr. Majdali, including books and DVDs on prophecy, Bible commentaries, plus today's and other episodes of Faith and the Future, go to vision.org.au.
Thanks for taking time to listen to this audio on demand from Vision Christian Media. To find out more about us, go to vision.org.au.